and oh, my soul so weary. When troubles come and my heart burdened be, then I am still and wait here in the silence until you come and sit a while with me. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be.
Good afternoon, viewers, and welcome to our program Addicted. My name is Paul McCletchy, and we want to welcome all you viewers and well-wishers, family members, and all the viewers who call us and make comments about what a wonderful job we're doing on the show, and they commend us on the people we had on the sets, and as we have been able to touch the lives of so many people around Trinidad in terms of they will call and say they can identify with some of the things that they have on, that we have on the show. Sorry. In the studio today with me, I have my co-host, Rachel Paul. Rachel, I want to welcome you to Addicted, and thank you for blessing us with your presence today on the set.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Right, and as viewers, we have two wonderful gentlemen who will be our guests on the show. We have Ronald and Ravi, the two R's. So we want to welcome you gentlemen to the show, Addicted.
Thank you for having us.
Right. Well, I know you and both of you were in treatment for a period of time together, and after you all left treatment, you all still hook up and link to each other. As Rachel was saying, they were always close to each other. And you all are close in recovery now, and that's so good. But now that you're in recovery, what are some of the ups and downs you find yourself facing when you newly came out of this center? Ravi?
Well, when I recently came out the program, left the center, some of the problems I encountered mainly was building back that trust in the family and friends, because I personally knew that I had made a change in my life, but that was left for family members and friends to see and believe, because it wasn't just like I'm a changed person.
Right.
So it took a little time, and it's still taking a little time with a lot of other folks.
Right.
But,
and you probably said that before in the past, that you changed and you stopped, and you're not doing this again.
I've said it umpteen amount of times and to no avail. So it's like I heard that before. So now that I'm more serious and committed to this change, it takes time. However, some of the family and friends are seeing the changes slowly, and they're understanding that it will take time.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So that is one of the ups and downs.
It will take time for them to accept this new person has really walking the walk and not talking the walk.
Yeah. Some of the problems also is friends on the whole, the so-called friends that they had before. It's not like, I don't want to talk to them or have anything to do with them, but there's a limit now. And they tend to believe like, I feel like I'm a good guy,
But you are a good guy.
A saint now, it's kind of how they put it across. Like, I'm too good for them now. I can't talk and lie with them, but for me, that's dangerous. It's very tricky to be around these what we call slippery places, people and things.
Right.
So there's a limit now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Good. Ronald, I know you, while you were in treatment, you came in for a period of time, and you came in a little earlier, and you had some ups and downs in treatment. I remember Rachel was one of the persons as well who was in group, and Rachel, who's now a therapist at Palo Seco branch, that's
Yes.
so working with the women facility. Tell us, what was some of your turning point while you were in treatment at the center?
Some of my turning points are while being in the center, getting to know what the program was about. But like one day at a time, I gradually get to learn more better and better and seeing things, what this program is about. Because honestly, at the beginning, I didn't want to stay.
You didn't want to stay.
I didn't want to stay.
What was causing you to have those thoughts? Where that was coming from?
I was coming from the past, what I used to do. But gradually, I get to understand it is for a betterment for my life, family, to want to do better things out there. Right? And the program did already a lot for me. Praying, the classes was great. Everything did a lot for me, and I'm a changed person now.
Oh, so you stick with it.
I'm sticking with it one at a time. Every day I see life differently. I gain back a lot of respect. I walk the road proud. Right? So I feel very good about myself and what I did. I have no regrets.
Okay. And you said before we started the program, you were talking about amends that you made with your family members. How that transition was for you in terms of having hurt family members as a result of your alcoholism and now entering into treatment and going back in the environment with family members. How that was for you?
Well, right now, I'd say it's great because they just it's unbelievable to them to see that the changes that I have made, right? And they are very proud of me, and I'm getting the support from them right through. Okay, so things are better with the family, making amends to them. Things are better with my children, right? They look up to the daddy more proud for the people that know the daddy always using.
Right.
Now they're seeing the father as a different person now, and it makes me feel good inside, makes my parents feel good inside, family and the whole. Even the users and all too who was used with shows me a lot of respect. Things, it's just, it was said to me that they would say it's just a matter of time. I heard all these things, but a lot of them, most of them are getting support from. Right?
Okay.
I like what you're doing. Keep it up. I wish I could be like you. I said, well, it's all up to you. You cannot be like me and you're two different person. It's all up to the individual to do it, to make that change.
Okay. Ravi, before coming into treatment, alcoholism is a disease that affects not only the individual, but family members as well. How did that impact it on your family, one? And when did you really came to believe that, this new way of life is a life that I have to embrace?
Well, to answer the first part of that question, this addiction of mine, this alcohol addiction, has had a very terrible effect on my family life. My mom had sleepless nights, worrying over my well-being, where I am, who I am with, when am I going to come home. The phone will ring. She wonder, what now? What's she going to hear? What could it be? Police vehicle passed by with the sirens on. That's disturbing to her. Are they coming to tell her something? She's always like expecting the worst because I am going downhill.
Right.
So she's not going to expect, oh, he's coming home with some prize. It's going to be terrible news. And my father, on the other hand, well, he being a man, he's more like, he don't want to have anything to do with me, I put myself there, he talked to me, I don't want to listen because I want to have my own way. I enjoy this life because this is all I know. This is all I like. This is all I want. I'm like an empty paper bag that's blowing in the wind. Where it lands, So it's been real terrible for the family and loved ones and good friends included in that. And the second part is what you ask about what made me see
When
the
did you
change.
come to believe that you need to embrace this new way of life?
Well, sitting and thinking and watching, reflecting back on my own life and seeing exactly where I am really heading. You know, I'm being told and I'm being given suggestions, advice, but at that time, you know, through the addiction and all that, I'm not interested in that. But there comes a time when, you know, you need to really take check of yourself. You know, come to self-realization, sit down.
Right.
And
I know you talk about checking yourself and self-realization. I know from time to time you may have experienced some negative effects of the alcohol, and you may have told yourself, you or Ronald, that you know you need to stop, you need to change. But then a day passed, 2 days passed, and bam, you're going back. What specific incident you could recall happened to you that made you realize this is it? That's it. I can't take this no more.
I would have to say two things really that contributed a lot to that. Blackouts. Having blackouts, getting up and not knowing what I did, where I was, and being told about it, and you're like, no, that's not me. I never did that. You know, and you have to, one has to just listen and wonder, wow, did I really do that? You know, I could be killed, I could kill someone and I wouldn't even know, you know, and that's terrifying, you know, that's not nice to think about, getting up and not knowing what
happened before.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, there are times I will go with my vehicle, reach home, and get up. Vehicle good, you don't even know I reach home. I get up in my bed and ask me, I go to a party, and you know what wrong in the party, but ask me about, I had a good time. You know, I had a good time, but you don't know anything about what transpired. And then my son has recently married, and I was fortunate to have a grandson.
Hey, congratulations.
So seeing him coming up and knowing the lifestyle I had with my son and what he saw of me
Yes.
as a father, I didn't want my grandson to see that of me as a grandfather.
Okay.
So along with that, I told myself I don't want he to have the cause to see me
Like
in that. And along with that, it inspired me to make a change, at least for, and it's for me. And it's all for me.
But the byproducts is
But the byproducts is that he's going to say his grandfather was a good man, or no, or he's a good man, and so. But that along with other things, but those are generally,
Main
you know,
things.
and health and all of that, you know, because your health is deteriorating, you know. It's no good. It's no good. I wouldn't like to see my best enemy turn an alcoholic. Seriously.
Okay. Ronald, what about you in terms of the relationship with your mom? How did that affected your relationship with your mother?
Relationship with my mom? Well, my mom, well, first to begin, she never stopped praying. She always prays for me. Whether she see I going to take a drink, because she know I'm going there, she never stopped praying. She always prays for me. But it affected her a lot. She always worrying. She was worried a lot. According to what Ravi said, open for a phone call, something else wrong with you when the phone ring. She said she worried. I wonder what happened to you now. You know, it's always some kind of thing under the influence, right? Always some kind of bad news with me. But I thank God to have nothing like that again. Mommy is very comfortable with me and my progress, my recovery.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, some people out there, and some people, because alcohol was a drug of choice, both you and Ravi.
Yes.
Some people come into treatment and they say things like, Paul, or they may say it's racial as well. I said alcoholic. I know them fellas using cocaine and weed, you know. Please don't put me with those guys. I different. I just come in here because I just drink a little bit. Based on your experience, would you say alcohol is less dangerous than other drugs? As someone who actually been addicted to alcohol? Because some people have this false sense of perception that alcohol is the less of the rest of evils.
Some people might tend to believe that, but I would beg to differ, because addiction on the whole is addiction, that's one part. But drugs is drug. A drug is a drug. Anything that alters your mind and has negative effects, it's not good. And regardless of what your choice of drug is, there's no comparing one drug to the other, I would think.
Right.
Because it all ends up, it carries the individual to the same destination.
Right.
Jails, institution, death. There's no other way than that, unless the person makes this decision to end
stop.
it, to stop. That's stopping is just one thing. Remaining stop is another
Is the
thing.
next thing.
Yeah.
So people could, everybody just stop after a while, but to stay stopped.
Stay stopped.
It's
Yeah,
something
you have
different.
to stay stopped. Because you could be drinking, or I could be drinking with some friends. There's a whole bottle of rum here. And when they reach halfway, I say, stop drinking. Well, I stop. But it's to remain stop, you know. So you have to
stop.
stay in stop, yeah. So I wouldn't differentiate to say this drug is more dangerous than that drug. This is like heart attack, cancer, high blood pressure. All sickness will kill you. It will kill you, you know. Yeah. So I wouldn't differentiate that this one is better and this one ain't so dangerous as that one. They're all dangerous.
Well said, Ron. Well said. Ronald, some of the principles in recovery are honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness. The ability to be honest with self more than anything else. How has this honesty played a part in your using? How did it affect your life? Dishonesty.
It affected my life a lot, being dishonest. You always, when your addiction, you was the best liar. Making up the best lies, and it was affecting me. Lying to my parents, my sisters, even to my children.
What you would lie to them?
Huh?
What would you lie and say to them?
I want money to do X, Y, and Z, but it wasn't so. I was there, which I was not. When the afternoon I was drinking, I wasn't there, I was not drinking, all these kind of stuff. So, and then, you see, you would not see, I as the individual would not see what I'm doing, but somebody on the outside seeing exactly what you're doing.
So they were aware sometimes when you come with those tricks about you want money to do this, you're not drunk, you haven't been drinking, so they were able to see you?
Yeah, they were able to see you after a while. Maybe at the beginning or two.
And what about honesty now that you're no longer drinking? How has that played an important part in your recovery?
Well, honesty played a good part in my recovery. See that I could walk the road, I could go over my sister. Well, they had no fears in me about the like dishonesty or whatever, right? But honesty just falls in, like the honesty was there. You really have no big part to play with the honesty, because I'm an honest person from then to now.
Okay. Did you ever thought in your wildest dreams, Ronald, that you would be here today, clean and sober, without drinking or wanting to take a drink and living a life of total sobriety? You ever thought that was possible when you were using?
Never. I was looking for when I using now and studying when the next train coming from tomorrow in the morning or whatever. Never thought in my wildest dream, but God has a plan for all of us, right? And the way how He took me, well, I say He had a plan. That was my plan. I was to get sick and end up in the hospital.
What happened?
Blackout.
You got a blackout?
Yeah. I remember I was by my aunt by the bar, also out Downing. And I wasn't feeling well, so I called for a Gatorade and I was eating a sandwich. And I remember it fall out my hand and I didn't know nothing again.
What the Gatorade falls, yeah?
Yeah, well, I remember it fall out and I catch myself in a bed in the hospital, strapped down. You know, nothing again. 2 hands and 2 foot tied down. And to hear the kind of trouble I give in the hospital, that's why they had me tied down. You know, tell me all what I say and
What you didn't say.
and this and she said, well, I could untie you now. You're getting no trouble now. I didn't know what to say because she had now getting to know what it is I did. And she untied me, and that was a big turnaround for me. I said to go back down the road, you know. I see that. I see that when them, the condition I was on, family and loved ones come to see me and I out there, I know nothing. Alright? And even self coming to the center, I still had reservation. I didn't want to say there was a falling night to the program and I started working my program and things started to go good. And when I came out the center and all, something I could add to that, I say, I ain't going back down that road at all. This little guy, he's go St. Paul's Anglican San Fernando.
A little guy?
A little boy now, 9, 10 years. I also cross him the road every morning, reach by the Bowers Hustle line. I also cross him across the road there. So
You used to help him
yeah,
cross the street?
Yeah. And he just look up to me and called me Uncle Powers, and I'm a nickname. So the first time when I came out and started to go to church, same little guy came up to me and said, Uncle Powers? I said, yes, sir, Mel. I thought you dead in the hospital. I was just after the church service.
Right.
And that shake me. That really shake me.
You say he thought he died?
Yeah. So they even said I was badly off. But this little person thought that I died in the hospital and he had that in his mind.
Oh.
I hold and touch him. I said, you feel that touching you? Uncle Paul said, are you here?
Yeah.
And he's stronger and better now.
Wow.
So that really touched me and that even make me more stronger.
Right.
I ain't going back down that road.
Yeah.
How are things now for you? Now that you left the rehab facility and you're back out, you know, trying to get things on your feet, saying that we live in a society where there's a bar in every community, every street. How is it for you? How do you cope with living in a society like that now?
Right. I find I coping well. I coping well. Again, put God first in everything I do and I go in with that. And I just be strong. I have no fears like going around the bars and what else in the community and thing. I go in good. I get a little job in a quick shop in Duncan Village. I just work there. I tell how myself occupied. Well, it was recommended to join a gym because we used to do gym in the center, but my gym is walking from my mom's house to my house in Golconda, back and forth. I use that as my exercise. Because
How much miles are walking at us?
how much? About a mile.
Okay.
Yeah, but back and forth. Right?
So 2 miles then? Back
Yeah,
now.
I could say 2 miles.
A mile to go and a mile to
Mile
go back.
come out, yeah. So that is my exercise. And I just go to my AA meetings. When I work, it's 2 shifts I work 6 to 10, 6 to 2, 2 to 10. So when I work morning, I could make a meeting in the night. So I just go. Or I have 2 days off for the week. On the off days, I go meeting.
Okay.
Mondays is for follow-up. I just come and follow up to the center.
As Rachel was asking about how you're coping with, you know, all these alcohol around, and Trinidad is a place where anyway to have a bar and people drinking. Is it because partly your mind has totally renewed in that you no longer see alcohol as you used to see it?
Yes, transformation. I was really transformed. I don't have the urge to drink again. I could be where I just be around, sometimes pass through the village, and it don't bother me.
Okay.
It don't bother me at all. I'm coping it very well, I must say.
Okay.
Okay.
Ravi, and you know, you were talking earlier on about the end result, jails, institutions, and death. You know, and you're talking about the blackouts, and Ronald could identify with having those blackouts. But after making that decision to go into treatment, right, and after being in treatment, right, you talk about one of the challenges is that your family coming to terms with who you are and this new person. But what about some of the challenges where some of the old behaviors could easily come back to haunt you, like dishonesty or close-mindedness?
Well, I guess it could happen, but the way, you see, it's like a mindset with me now, you know. I took my program seriously. I followed the instructions, the suggestions, the advice given. I try to put that into everyday life, you know, as I go by it, you know. When I encounter any problems or anything that tends to kind of challenge me, I always, as I say to other meetings, I say, I put myself back at the center and ask myself, what would I do? What is the best solution for this? It's like I'm counseling myself within,
Self-talk.
you know, and I try to get the best answer and I put it forward towards the what is bothering me,
Right.
you know.
So you constantly attend follow-up sessions
Yes,
up
I
at the Mount.
Yes,
You go to AA meetings
Go
as
to AA
well.
meetings on your
Right.
side.
So you go to our 12-step meetings,
Yes.
you go to follow-up, you
Yes,
follow
I do.
directions,
Yes.
and you have some positive self-talk, and you reflect, and you share that in a group setting.
Right, and plus there's my family that I can go to now. At first, when I wasn't in treatment, I was using. I didn't see the need. Even when I knew I had a problem with anything of the other sort, you know, I wouldn't go to them because I didn't see the need to
go with them.
I didn't want no help. I could handle myself. But now I can, you know, think about, look, I can't handle this. I can weigh out situations because I'm sober now, and I can think clearly now,
Right.
you know, and address situations in a better manner. And if I see it fit that I need help, I go to who I know I can get help from.
Right.
You know, if I am having an urge, which surprisingly, I haven't had an urge since while in treatment and out of treatment. You know, but if I am to have an urge, I wouldn't go to a drinker to ask what to do. It's common sense, you know. I'll go to a non-user, a clean person. So that's like my mom, my dad, my brothers, my sister, friends, you know. I call in, you know. Say, well, look, this is bothering me. This guy is kind of irritating me. How do you think I should handle this person? You know. So there are avenues now I can see.
So you have ways and means of seeing
Yes,
people.
I have ways and means I can see clearly to go to and address it. Because before, I might have handled that. I would have handled it quite differently, aggressive, and end up in trouble.
Right.
You know, hurting myself or someone. So now I can handle things differently in a more human manner, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Ronald talked about earlier about the higher power, or having God in his life and using that power and being grateful to that power in terms of his staying clean and sober. What your experience is like in terms of using and really humbling to that higher power?
Well, it's very important because everyone, I guess, has a higher power. There are some of us that don't believe in a God. But whatever works for you that can help you in a situation that you need
And what worked for you?
well, my
Probably.
choice of my God, right? My choice of my God works for me. And family, otherwise friends, right? Non-users, you know, that works for me. But as I said, some people don't believe in God. So whatever works for them, I guess that will be their higher power.
Okay.
You know, I guess your higher power doesn't necessarily have to be a God. But for me, my God is my higher power and
Okay.
he works for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Ronald, I know, seeing you here now, you're looking nice and rosy, so to speak, and you're clean and stuff. And couple, well, last year or whenever you were at death's door, you know, and now that you're caught in life, what are some of the benefits that you are encountering right now that you're not drinking, compared to when you were drinking that you couldn't enjoy? What are some of the benefits of staying clean right now? Because for the people who are viewing us, they may have alcoholics there looking at the show and they say, what I'm talking about, rum is the best thing out, this life is the nicest, they're only fooling themselves. Tell us, what are some of the benefits? What are some of the nectar and the sweetness of staying clean that you're experiencing now?
I really benefiting by staying clean, seeing that how I'm making my family proud. You understand? As I,
Making your family proud as one. They're proud of you.
yes, and also my children, right? Because they are accustomed seeing me drunk, so to put it, right? In fact, lots of people, when they see Ronald junkie using some kind of thing, and
I remember once a relative of yours shared about they were in a taxi and the person asked them, oh, you are so and so who always drunk. I think it was a relative of yours.
my sister,
Yes, right. Remember when she said that?
yeah, well, she specified one time, that's my brother,
Yeah.
all right?
And what the person had said?
I can't remember the exact words.
I think she was in a taxi
Yeah,
or
well,
something.
So up to now, it has happened all too, but she gets here good things now.
Good.
She recently mentioned to me that the surprise, the shock to see the change in me. Right? She and all, she just say, she just stop just and just had to laugh. But just had a laugh with joy in she had.
Right.
To see the difference in she brother. She
So yeah, Misha.
So how does that make you feel, knowing that now that they're proud of you and they're happy seeing that you're doing a lot better than compared to where you were?
I just feel great. Why something didn't happen to me long time before? I waste too much of my life. Right? So it does feel good. I never too late to start.
Correct.
Correct.
Okay.
That's right.
Right? So it just feels good. And even it will get even better
Nice.
one day at a time.
Great. Ravi, one day at a time. You were in treatment for a little over 90 days.
Yes.
And how was it for you in treatment, making the adjustments? I mean, after living a life of doing what you want, saying what you want, coming and go when you want, now you was in a structured environment where you were told, you know, that you have to do things in a particular way. How was that transition for you?
Well,
In treatment.
At first, joining the center and hearing the rules, do's and don'ts, you know, it wasn't my style. You know, I'm not accustomed being told what to do. I want to do things my way, when I want and how I want. You know, that's me. That was me. But as time went on, and so, you know, just giving it a chance. You know, just let it soak in for a while. You know, let's just listen, see what this is really about. It started to make sense. It started to add up. You know, and from other guys who were already in the program, more advanced in the program then.
In terms of time that they were there.
Yeah, in terms of time, you know, they having little discussions with me. I can see that this thing really is good, you know, and I give it a chance, and eventually it became the routine, and it wasn't a problem, you know, and I just went with it, and the more I went along into the program, the easier it got, you know, and after graduating, I just keep that same routine, that same standard, that is needed, that is called for, and just do it on a day-to-day basis. You know, you don't study tomorrow, just do it for today. And then do it for today. Once you do it for today, you win today.
Right.
When tomorrow
Right.
comes, you
For
do
today.
it for today. Do it for
So
today.
you're always in the
Today.
day.
Yeah, just for today. Yeah.
What about the family sessions? I know there's a particular family sessions where family members disclose to the clients about how they feel and how their using affect them and stuff. How that was for you?
You mean within the center, the
Within
treatment?
the center, when they talk about how your using affected them and how it made them feel in terms of your behavior.
How it
was
made
that?
me feel?
Yeah, what was your experience
I
like? where that was-
can summarize that in 3 words. It made me sad, embarrassed, and sick to know, just to know how they were feeling, and I didn't even consider that for one moment what they were going through, because at the time I just wanted, as I said, to have things my way.
So it was self-centered.
I was self-centered and just, on me. I didn't care about no one and their feelings. I came first. I was the important one, and hearing the hurt and the pains, and the sadness and the griefs and all these ill effects that they went through. It's really a sickening feeling. It's embarrassing because there are other families there that is hearing your side of it.
Yeah.
And it's sad, to know that that is what I did to my mother, and that's what I did to my father, my sister, my brother, my best friend. It's not nice. But in the long run, I guess you have to look at it as a learning thing too, because I get to know who I was, what I was. And I don't want to go back there. So I have like a limit there now. That's it. I'm not going to cross that line to go back. Everything is forward now, better. So it was like that. But the feeling I got from that experience, as you asked, it wasn't a very nice.
It was not a good feeling.
Very embarrassing.
Okay.
It even made me angry with myself too.
Right. There's a part where we talk about diminishing the attractiveness for alcohol, because there's an attractiveness that exists there that kept you to it, because you keep going over and over and over to the alcohol. Now that you are in recovery, what are some of the things that has diminished or have taken away the attraction for the alcohol?
Well, everything about drinking, Well, drinking was a glamorous thing for me, right? Now I don't view it that way. So
what is the reality that make you not to view that way?
Knowing where I ended up being an alcoholic, and where I am now, not being using.
Right.
So I don't see that. As I said, it's all a mindset.
Right.
I don't see those things attractive. It's like a turn off for me. It goes as far as I can see someone drinking and carrying on in a bad manner. And I will get angry with that person. But you know why I'm getting angry with that person? Because actually I'm seeing myself in that person.
Right.
Who I used to be and how I used to carry on. And I'm vexed with that person because I really was vexed. I'm vexed to know that I was like that. And I don't want to see nobody drunk and thing. I just get vexed with them. Because it's a sad thing. It's a really sad thing. Deadly and sad thing to be on alcohol.
And as a father, I know we're not talk about being a father now. How it was for your son and you in terms of the relationship while you were drinking? What the relationship was like?
Well, to be honest, the relationship, I wouldn't say it was 100%. I wouldn't even say it was a 50-50 because there were good times. There were good times, right? That's when I was sober, and maybe a little good time in between while I was drinking. But generally, I didn't really have time for my kid. I was more on the outside studying the line, studying to go river, go somewhere where there's alcohol, because that's what I'm based on, alcohol.
So your whole life was centered.
Yes. it was
Alcohol was the
centered.
center of your life. Everything
Yeah.
else is a byproduct.
Yeah, everything
care of
came
the children,
second.
right.
Everything came second. Alcohol came was first. You know, we had the line, where the party, where we doing tomorrow. You know, you had to carry your son to the cinema. All right, we will go cinema. But like you're praying for that cinema to over because you're really into it. You just do it because you had to do it as a father. Go cinema, right? Let me go. Because you want to have your own time. He's hamburging my time, you know. So that relationship wasn't really what a father and son relationship should be, you know. You know, I kind of stole from that, from him, you know. But now I am here for him, and he understands that, and we have a good communication. We can sit down, we can talk, you know. Like when I correct them little things, you know, as you know, don't be aggressive, be assertive, and talk nice and calm. He said, "Dad, you for real? You for real, Dad?" He just called me Dad. I say, "Yeah." Say, "You're good, you're good, you're good, you're good." And I know he laughed and he, you know, he actually I can actually see that, you know, I'm gaining a little more respect, a little more love. The communication is building, trust with the family is building.
Right.
But it takes time. With certain folks, they still need to see something more.
Right.
But those who are closer to me, you know, the immediate family that is, they are more into seeing and understanding. Well, I can see Ravi's making a change. He's really doing good.
Right.
You know, so it makes me feel good.
Okay.
It makes me feel good.
And what's the clean time now?
Pardon me?
Your clean time.
196 days clean.
Okay.
That is a round of applause. Ronald, there's a old saying that most of us have heard the saying from time to time from mothers or fathers, aunts, or elderly people where they say, friends is carrier. But they don't
Bring you back.
they don't bring you back. And now that you're in recovery, those are the kind of friends when they used to use with, you can't afford to go back. How have you come to terms with the importance of staying away from those drinking, I wouldn't say call them friends, those drinking associates?
I come to terms with that very well. I just think back to what happened to me and how I was. And as Ravi said, I could relate to seeing another person drunk and like exactly seeing yourself there. Right? So I could communicate, I could have addicted that in that area because the addiction, as I say, had me blind. Right? You didn't see no going in life. Someone else would have to see that and come and tell my family, okay, brother, so and so, yes, so and so on.
But you're drinking friends and going to tell your family that because I want to stay drinking with you.
Them want more rum to drink, right? So, but I cope with it good.
What if one of them call and say, hey, Ronald, let's go down the road and have a drink?
No, well, it happened, but I ready to deal with that. I would not go and take that drink, but I just I work my program. I make my program come into play. And I have an answer to them because that what we learned in the center as our weapon to go and fight the world out there. So we have weapons to fight it out.
Right. You have weapons to fight it.
Right? And God number one again.
God number one.
Right.
Yes, most important.
So you make up your mind that these friends were not your friends and you have to say goodbye to them.
Yes. Not that I don't speak to them, but in a different way. Right? But what I like, they show me respect. They show me respect. It have the one or two, but I have ways and means to deal with it. It's not affecting me in my recovery.
Okay.
I make up my mind strong. I go through what I'm doing. I made a start, and I'm going strong, day by day.
Okay. Ravi, what about you and the friends, the so-called friends that you used to drink with and use with before coming to the center?
Well, as I said, there's a limit now with friends. It's not like I wouldn't talk to them. I wouldn't have like, hi, what's going on and how you going and that. But the closeness and going here and going there, that's a no-no, right? Because, as I said, slippery places, slippery people, slippery things. So they will invite me, or would want, if they should want to invite me to some outing to the other, some event, I will tell them I can't make it. I have something to do that day, or maybe another time. You know, I just no, I wouldn't be harsh, and because as I said, some of them tend to think, and I could care less what they think, but some of them will tend to think, oh, he went in a rehab and he went for treatment and he feels he's it. And
He's a priest now, he's a
priest and
he feel he can walk on water.
Because I don't really go around telling people not to drink and things.
Right.
You understand? But if the occasion and in context at the time, I will voice my opinion on the drinking. Right? It's the individual to take heed. Right? I can't force no one to do it. Right? That's as well, nobody can force me to do it. I have to do it on my own. So each individual has to do it on their own. So there, as I said, there's a limit now with friends. Some friends are very understanding. Even they are drinkers or still using. You could see that they generally mean good. I'm glad for you. You just know. There's no when somebody really mean what they're saying in the sense that they're glad for me. Then there are the others only talking to you nice, and they only just waiting to see you make that mistake.
Waiting to see
like they have bets on your head. As I say, you have the betting. But I don't think all that.
Right.
When I see a friend, honestly, and I know this could lead to that, like I foresee, I'm not really judging, but I just kind of anticipating something, I tend to go the other way. If we happen to bounce up on, I couldn't help it that we bounce up. Hello, hi, how are you doing? Like for example, one morning I was going to the market. A guy, he knows me. He said, I know you don't drink, I think I get it, but I'm doing my favor now. I can't leave here now. Go on, but try one for me now. Seriously, I'm like, what? I said, well, listen what we're doing. Actually, I lied for him because that was what came into my head. I said, listen what happened. I go and check out my number the dial, I from Mariba, right? And it's to check out work. And this guy, I late to meet this person. And if I go to buy that bottle for you, I go keep you waiting more.
Right, I might lose that.
And I might lose the opportunity. So let me go and check it first. And I will come back and buy the rum for you. But if you get somebody before I come back, send them by the time. But I know I wasn't going back.
I know you wasn't going back.
Right. So I just went my way. Just break it down to him in a nice kind of way.
Okay.
But he knew to himself that I don't drink. And I wouldn't really want to do it. But he was begging me to do it now.
Right.
So I told him that. So sometimes it's not the matter that's, I would say like lying.
Take
but they
yourself
had to
out
kind
of the
of,
situation.
improvise some kind of thing, Because at the end of the day, it's all about staying sober.
Okay.
Not getting involved with anybody drinking as to end up drinking. So that's how I kind of deal with these things.
I hear you. Ronald,
Yes.
they say a lot of people think recovery is just staying away from alcohol or drugs. That is part of it, that's the foundation. But the other part is changing our ideas and our attitudes, changing the way we think about certain things. All right? What are some of the things about you that you see necessary to change in this new way of life?
Some of the things I see mainly, I have a lot of amends to make up to my children.
A lot of amends.
Yeah.
Okay.
Need to make up a lot for my children because by using, I started to minimize on them. Right? Cut down what we have to get so much again, less. Sometimes I take in the morning to go and use. So that is my main aspect right now, to make up back to them.
So one of the things you need to change is to make amends and share with them how sorry you were and change your attitude and your behavior towards them.
Yeah, well, it's just I think it has so much things to do, but I know everything can do at the
One time.
day. Yeah, one time. And that is how I think, and I just so into it, like, to make up to them, to be a better father. So just into me, to make up to them, be a better son to my parents, better brother to my brother and sister, and all these sort of things. And to the village and the whole and all, to everybody who used to look at me as a drunkard, they see it for themselves now, right? But I'm not doing this, I'm doing this for me,
Right.
right?
And that's most important.
Most importantly, I'm
Yes.
doing it for me, all right? I'm glad for the support and the encouragement from whosoever, but it's all about me,
That's good.
right?
That's good. So you're working on the relationships in your life, the relationship with yourself first, and the relationship with your children, your mom and your dad,
Yeah.
and by extension, the community.
Yeah, because right, well, the relationship with my dad, honestly, it's now that I was to see him wrong all the time, and but it's not like that. But I said, yeah, addiction had me blind. This man was know what he's saying all the time, right? So if I we also argue, I never used to go as often by them and one or something because he always had something to tell me, but he knew what he was saying. Now I could see clearly. Now I could think more better now. I know what it is he was talking about.
You was talking about you drinking, you
Yeah.
using.
All right. Well, he come like a mentor now. He come like in a meeting of a sponsor.
Okay.
My father come like my sponsor right now because he used to use and he stopped over 30 years now.
Okay.
All right.
So you have a good actor follow.
Right. So and I living by them right now. So if I feel like any problem I could anchor beside him, he's working the program, I could talk to him. Because nothing negative. I realize now is nothing negative he was to be telling me, and what he be telling me now is positive things. So, and I realize that now. I never used to see it that way. I was always say what he talking about and, look for argument to leave and those sort of things. But I'm seeing things more clearly now. much
It's amazing
clearly.
how your perspective changed as you stopped drinking, or you could see things from a total different view.
Very different point of view. I'm seeing everything totally different now. Thinking better, everything. I have so much like plans in my life right now that I want to do. I say everything can be done in a
Yeah,
day
one
time,
step
right?
at a time.
So that just could only reflect how my mind thinking right now. I just looking to move forward, make a better person of myself.
That's good.
Ravi, what are some of the things that you see yourself needing to change in terms of recovery, in terms of walking this new way of life? As we said before, not just staying away from the alcohol, but changing the way you think. What are some of the things you had to change?
I think I need to, I don't know what I'm going to say. I think I need to kind of trust people a little more.
You need to trust.
Okay.
You had problems trusting in the past.
People. And it's not that I couldn't trust them, It's that I wouldn't give myself a chance to trust them, So I think I need to trust people a little more, be a little more open, don't hide up things inside or bottle up anything, be real, be
Right,
real,
right.
Just be straightforward, honest, and be real with that, There's nothing else I think I could add to that, but I think I need to be a little more. Well, I think I started that already, but I think I need to be a little more serious with finance and all these things. Putting money to good use, sit down and budget myself.
Right,
Kind of have constructive thoughts. Because when I was using, it was all clouded. But it's clearing up. And things are becoming more vivid. So I've seen things differently now. I'm handling things more differently. So I guess, as I say, one day at a time, we're just taking it step at a
Right.
nice step.
And your mom's sleeping better now, your dad's sleeping better. Yeah.
All of these things I need to practice a little more. There's patience. I think I need to be a little more patient with people. There are a lot of little things here and there. But as he rightly said, you have to take step by step. Maybe a little of this today, a little of that today, a little of this today, a little of that. But eventually, given time, things will
Things
work
will
out.
work
In the
out.
name of, you trust in your Lord and put everything in His hands, and He will direct your footsteps accordingly. You know.
I must say you are two remarkable gentlemen who have come to this show to share your strengths. We have a caller on the line. Hello, good afternoon, welcome to Addicted.
Good night.
Caller.
I'm just calling to say that there's such admiration for these two guys. They are so intelligent, and I pray God that they keep on the right path. And God bless. Enjoying the program.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you, caller.
Okay.
The caller said that you all are remarkable and you all are so intelligent. And she hoped that you all, God keep you all and you all keep keeping on. You know, Risha, do you want to add anything to that?
I just want to say that I really admire, I'd like to commend you both on the work that you have done so far. Because from seeing you at the center and seeing where you all are now, I can see that there has been a great
Just now,
improvement.
Risha. We have another caller on the line. Welcome. Good afternoon, welcome.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'd like to know if there's a number I can get to get in contact with somebody to speak to somebody who's addicted to marijuana.
Yes, 297-5166. You need to call that number between the hours of 8 and 4 o'clock. 297-5166.
Okay, sir.
You're welcome. Right, as you were saying, Risha.
Yes, I've seen, from the time that I've seen you all at the Mount to who you all are now, I can see that there has been a great improvement. And I encourage you all to continue working. As Paul was asking you all what you all have seen in yourselves as in what you all need to change, the important thing is knowing exactly what needs to be changed in order for you to take that step to say, okay, I need to do this, I need to do that. So I'm really glad to see that you all, you all have grown so much.
Yes.
And I just want to, encourage you to keep working. And Ronald, how much clean time you have now?
195 days.
195.
So congratulations for that.
195 miraculous days of no alcohol, no spirits. We have another caller on the line. Hello, welcome.
Hi, good night.
Good night.
I would like to say that I'm very proud of my uncle, Ravi.
Ravi.
This is his niece. And we just want to let him know that we are proud of the progress that he has been making.
Okay, thank you. We thank you for your Uncle Ravi for sharing his experience here on the show with us. Thank you, caller. So, your family member called and said she's proud of the niece about the progress you're making. I mean, this is a whole turnaround compared to the kind of comments that you all were getting when you all were using. I think we have, this has been a total turnaround, and this is what you all deserve because you work it. It didn't come on a silver platter to you. No. This is something you had to. This is something you
want it.
Correct.
Yes.
My pastor told me transformation.
Transformation. And that is what we talk about in New Life Ministry, creating new life, because the old life was a destructive life and you were caught in debts. Now today you could call it life. And more than ever, the opposite of being self-centered is being selfless.
Yeah.
And now you're sharing your strengths, hope, and dreams on the station. Yes, welcome. We have a call on the line.
Hello, I'm calling to find out the number for a person who's an alcoholic.
Okay.
The number, a contact number.
Well, I think the number are up, but I could give you one number, 297-5166. 297-5166.
Right.
So, thank you. So we really want to thank you, gentlemen, for sharing your strength, hope, and experience with us. I want to thank Rachel for being my co-host.
Thank you for
and
having me.
asking these questions to these wonderful gentlemen. So we hope to bring you all again on the show another time. But I'm really, like Rachel, proud of where you all have come from and where you all are going. To hear the comments from the family members talking about how proud they are, to hear you talk about your mom and the relationship that you have. What this says in a nutshell is that there is hope in staying clean and sober. So you heard it, folks, tonight on the Addicted program, that there is life, there is hope in recovery. So I want to thank our guests and to thank you, the viewers, for watching Addicted, and God bless. I'm so happy.